Hey, I'm Red. What is the best do-it-all daily driver ship in Star Citizen for a solo? Today I'm going to try and answer that question without being attacked by torches and pitchforks. For the longest time, the Cutlass Black has been the go-to ship for any multitasking solo. But I think one ship may have just stolen the top step of that podium. Yes, it's the Angry Doritos' thicker brother, the Crusader Spirit A1. Being so new means it has plenty of updated features over some of the original ships. If you like to do ship-to-ship bounties, whether it's against multiple AI fighters or a player, the Spirit A1's weapons, speed, and quantum capacity will make this a breeze, as you might have to jump across the system to get to each target. If you like to mine, the Greycat Rock Buggy fits perfectly inside the A1, and with its hydrogen capacity and internal storage, you can spend days mining without needing to return to a mining outpost to refuel. If you like to run drugs, do bunkers, or clear out hostile sites, the A1's bombs can easily take out any hostile turrets or nearby players at the site, allowing you to land at the doorstep instead of kilometers away. It can also easily carry a number of different vehicles, allowing you to drive to and from a location without putting your ship at risk or being spotted. Before we get into the weapons, components, and what vehicles can fit in the A1, here's a couple pros and cons. The visibility while flying is amazing. With a huge front windshield and uncluttered dash area, you can see no matter which way you look. The claim timer is super fast for the ship's size, only 2 minutes 15 when expedited, or 6 minutes as standard. This means no matter where you go, you can quickly call in your ship. It has VTOL capabilities, which is always a bonus, especially when taking off, landing, or trying to slow without flipping the ship 180 to use the main thrusters. The lockable cockpit door is great if you don't fully trust someone on board your ship, or if you need to go AFK at the controls. Plus, the toilet door is lockable too. It has 2 hidden contraband stash compartments that can't be scanned by the authorities. They fit 1 SCU each, or about 4 to 6 drug cubes depending on how much you play Tetris. Lastly, being able to change the internal lights from full power to low power or even red is pretty cool, and not available on a lot of ships yet. And now for the cons. The Spirit is a bigger ship than the Cutlass, being about 10 meters longer and 9 meters wider on either side. Like I said, it's a thick Dorito. It also doesn't have a dedicated cargo grid for stacking boxes. There is plenty of room to place whatever you need, but it won't be as secure. Lastly, it only has 2 MFD screens per seat, so you're going to lose out a little bit on how much information you have at hand while flying. Let's go over the weapons. The Spirit A1 has 4 pilot-controlled size 3 weapon hardpoints, and 2 size 2 weapon hardpoints for the separate remote turret that a co-pilot can use. The pilot weapons do anywhere between 650 or 3,200 damage per second with laser and ballistic weapons respectively, along with 2 missile racks that can hold a total of 2 size 4 or 16 size 1 missiles, delivering up to 37,000 DPS. It's already got a lot going for it, whether it needs to defend itself or lead the attack in a fight. The Cutlass has similar weapons and more missile racks, but the main show for the A1 is of course the 10 size 5 bombs. These bombs do close to 500,000 damage together and are sure to turn your enemies into burnt spaghetti if this size 5 fireball lands anywhere near them. This includes ships, as you're not a real A1 pilot until you complete a ship-to-ship bounty using only the bombs. Just remember that if you're too close to the impact, you'll get to do a cool backflip too. Now for the components and other info. Except for the Cutlass having 2 coolers, both ships have identical size 2 component layouts. The A1 makes the jump ahead by having nearly double the hull health of 67,000 over the Cutlass's 36,000. This is a pretty significant increase as the size 2 shields won't hold for long against really any threat, and the other component figures and redundancy don't really have a huge impact on the game yet. The quantum and hydrogen fuel tanks in the Spirit are huge, allowing you to jump from planet to planet without even thinking about refueling. It's finally time to see what vehicles and even ships can fit in the A1. It might surprise you how spacey this ship can be. Starting with the Nox hoverbike, this easily fits in with space for a whole team of them. You already know that the Rock fits inside the A1, just make sure you drive it in head first. If the STV fits with space to move around, you know a gang of PTV buggies will too. And like the Nox, a Dragonfly hoverbike will fit in the hallway too, allowing you to get 2 to 3 depending on how brave you are. Even a Fury Snubfighter manages to get through the door and land with enough space for you to access everything. I find it a lot easier if I do this with the landing gear up, that way it doesn't try to auto-land me when I get too close. And surprisingly, a Cyclone can squeeze in too, though it can be a little bit tricky to get around the wheels to get in and out of it. Now for something controversial. The Cutlass is pretty useful that is, but the Spirit is just a much better looking, prettier ship. I know, I'm sorry, but it had to be said. but the Spirit might already be at risk of losing its spot before the end of this year, so keep an eye out for more info on that. Remember to share this video with someone who thinks the Cutlass is the best looking ship in the game, and thanks for watching.